still staring at me.
Welcome back to Film Fanatics. My name's Miles, and today we're talking Barbie. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know, I am a man who likes women, so this might come as a surprise to a couple of you, but I thoroughly enjoyed Barbie. I haven't laughed that much and throughout a movie in I don't know how long. I think overall, it has a great messages, a couple beats that hold the overall story together, which makes it a movie. Because outside of that, it's kind of just a parody, kind of just a little joking, a little bit more for kids, or it doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. But all that plays into the theatrics on how that makes that movie pretty freaking funny. So, outside of just how it surprised me with how funny it was, I think a lot of the messaging in the movie is pretty funny. I think it's very relevant to a lot of women. A lot of women need to hear those types of things. And on top of that, I think if you're a dude, there's no way you can't sit through that and kind of read through it and understand that, this is what this is what they're saying. Well, that all makes sense. So once all that hits, you'll be sitting back there just enjoying yourself, wondering how everyone else isn't kind of like, yeah, how are y'all not seeing this? How does this not make sense? So, lots of good actors are in this movie. Really appreciate Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie, Will Ferrell, Michael Cera, Issa Rae. Great cast. I will say, Ryan Gosling, he did kind of steal the show a bit. And there's a lot of moments in the movie where they want it to be cringe. They want him to kind of not work. And in those moments, I really think some of the, undertones of the movie kind of show, where it's like, yeah, that didn't work. A lot of people around you are going to be like, what the heck? What's going on? Oh, please. But, he steals the show, in my opinion. Because the movie kind of opens up with Barbie, Margot Robbie, having this great Barbie day, letting us all know women can be anything. Big old facts. Love that messaging. And, but it's just one day. And then, at the end of the night, she starts wondering, just realistic thoughts. What about death? What about this? What about that? Which kind of, takes away from what we think a Barbie or a pretty lady is. She's not thinking about death. She's not thinking about these different things. She's just being a Barbie, which eventually leads us in to the second day, where she's kind of having an off day. And we come to find out that somebody is playing with her wrong. And she has to go through the Cynthia doll, the Cynthia doll from like Rugrats. She has to go to that doll and get advice on like just what's going on, like how does she do that? And she's like, I'm offering you two choices, the Birkenstock or the high heel. And Barbie's like, F that Birkenstock, fam. Give me the heel. Let me stay pretty. Let me not worry about life, and let me stay in delusion land. And the Cynthia doll was like, look here, bro, look straight at me, bro. That's not what this is. So you're going to have to pick the Birkenstock. So she and Ken eventually go into the real world, where Barbie encounters the real world and actually seeing and letting the audience know what a lady goes through just on the daily. Certain things that we'll never describe, never understand, they're going through, and she's putting these things into words. So you can go like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And then Barbie and Ken end up splitting up. They go their separate ways. Ken goes over here, Barbie goes over here, and she kind of goes through an existential crisis. And she sees an old lady on the bench. And I think this is a great time where one of the underlying things in the movie shows up is Barbie is from Barbie world. So in Barbie world, every girl's pretty, every girl's Barbie, every girl's, no matter what she's doing, no matter what these Barbies are doing, they're all Barbie. So from her perspective, every girl is pretty. Every girl is pretty in their own way. So when she looks at the older lady and says, you're pretty, that's because that's all she knows. And the funny part about it is when the older lady, she knows she's pretty. She understands that she's pretty. She won't really accept anything less. She just naturally thinks, yeah, I'm pretty, which is why she says, I know. Something you might see on the street, something you might see in your real life between two ladies, but I think that's one of the spots where we get to see the great underlying message that, everybody can be pretty in their own way. People can definitely contribute, compliment. You don't have to be an a-hole or a booty face just to get, a reaction out of someone. You can be nice and keep it pushing and, talk mess behind people's back. Because if you say it behind their back, it's almost like they didn't know. So say it to someone that you trust and in confidence, and none of this all would happen. But we keep going. Ken eventually finds out what the patriarchy is. Yay, the patriarchy. Now, check this out. I love how the movie displays it in a humorous way to where, if you're a certain type of dude, if you can look past that and see what they're really saying, then you'll just have a good time. But, if you're not, that's kind of one of the nitpicks of the movie. They kind of harp on that a lot. And, if you're uncomfortable with that, you're not secure with that, that is going to bother you a great deal. But outside of all that, he finds out about the patriarchy. He basically, being the parody or the jokey movie it is, he just wants to go get horses and tell men about karate and let them know Arnold Schwarzenegger was the Terminator. That's basically what he wants to do, and let them know about Expendables. So he goes back first to Barbie World, and he turns it into Ken World. And when I tell you everybody loved Ken World, bro, Ken World was amazing. Y'all had to see it. It was the bee's freaking knees. Horses. Now put this in perspective. Imagine your horse is the fastest horse in your town. Only rode fast for you. Only rode fast for you. Your horse. Your horse. That's pretty badass. That's pretty badass to me. You got the fastest horse in town, put in a horse race, it wins folks money. My horse isn't just fast for me, it's for the community. Bet on my horse. He brought that back to Barbie World and turned it into Ken World. No one was upset with this. Nobody was upset with this. But in hindsight, Barbie was in the real world finding out who was playing with her, and it was an adult. That was another beat of the story that I really, really loved, the parent and daughter aspect, because, many older women played with Barbie versus, younger ladies who might not be as familiar with Barbie, like the image or what that might mean for them. And her daughter, she really burns it home of what Barbie meant for her and her generation of women versus what it meant for her mothers. So they eventually find out, hey, her mom just wants good times with her daughter. Her daughter's kind of, calling everyone out in the theater and in the movie. It's very meta. So they eventually go back to Barbie World where they find the kingdom. Oh, yeah. She walks in there and they're like, yeah, bro, this can't stand. This can't stand. So essentially after finding out, yeah, we can't let this kingdom keep going. We got to turn this thing back to Barbie World. Short montage. They go back and see Cynthia. They go back and, meet up with these canceled Barbies, canceled Kens, and they devise a plan to essentially show a bunch of ladies TikTok videos, like headshots like this, telling them or trying to unbrainwash them. Because to me, they all look happy. Everyone looked happy in Kingdom. But they were kidnapping these ladies and they were showing them in the van, hey, check this out. They're idiots. And the ladies were like, when I think about it, that is true. And they snapped out of it. And then they devised a plan to manipulate the Kens. And this is one of the funny parts of the movie. They were saying a bunch of stuff, and I'm sitting back like, yo, that's all you have to do. And oh man, if ladies wanted to take back, they could. And that's how they do it. And I'm like, dang, this is scary. But everyone just laughed. They didn't get it. So I was like, okay, cool. We're safe, guys. We're safe. But after they kind of manipulate the Kens and they miss the trial to, vote back in a new constitution, Barbie World goes back the same. And one of the crazier parts of the movie for me was when Barbie apologized to Ken and said not every night had to be girls' night. I thought the movie would take a route where it's like, it's okay, because, she doesn't really want Ken, Ken wants her. It's okay for Ken to go do his own thing, be fulfilled in his own way. And Barbie, that's why I'm like, what was the apology for? That's why I said I didn't think a lot of ladies might enjoy a lot of the meta messaging in here, but it seems like, just the movie itself was, just spot on for them. I love the speeches. I love the overall messages. And like I said, at the end of the movie, it goes back to Barbie land. Barbie and Ken go their separate, their separate ways. They all stay in the same place, but they kind of learn their own lessons in it. But the overall message in the movie I really enjoyed, which was essentially, whatever you're doing, whatever you want to be, especially as a woman, that's okay. You're beautiful in your own way. You're definitely gonna go through some hiccups. People are gonna say things to you that you may not like. But overall, if you got a good network and community of real people, real women, that you definitely can still feel like Barbie. And that's okay, and that's great. Love the messaging. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, thought it was funny as heck. Check this out. One of the best things about this channel here is that it's for discussions. It's for a place where we can all have an opinion. Because I know a lot of people who had an adverse opinion, especially ones, if we're preferably going for them women. So, I thought it was just funny. I thought the movie, hit on a lot of different beats. I'm sure if you see it again, take a lady with you if you're like me. But I think it's a great movie for ladies. I think it's a funny movie. I think it can really immerse pretty much anyone, and anyone can enjoy this movie. But like I said, this place is for conversation. So if you liked it, hated, thought it was what, yeah. Oh, and another thing, I heard it was going to be a musical going in. The music wasn't that bad. Like the beats, how it comes on, I definitely enjoyed it. Wasn't a big issue for me. At times, yeah, got a little too much. But outside of that, I could tell most of the theater was enjoying it. But like I said, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you like conversations like this. And if you want to be a part of the community of people that we're bringing here to, just talk about movies, talk about really anything. As the channel grows, as everything, goes on, as things here get bigger, more things are going to come down the line. So being as interactive as possible will really, help you be a part of the conversation. You can talk to me, talk to, anyone in the comments. But I appreciate you so much for getting to this point in the video. Have a great rest of your day and be the best you can. Love yourself. Enjoy it.